These documents that I brought with me today are related to things in South Carolina, certain names. This is the pageant. I know that there were some emails with regarding a former pageant queen that I read online between Epstein and her. So I have all those emails printed off here that I've been going through. There are some businesses in the state of South Carolina and individuals from here that may have been involved in business dealings with Jeffrey Epstein. So we're doing a bit of that research right now to see. I did read the documents related to the victim out of Hilton Head Island. Obviously, I'm not going to disclose any of her information about her, but deeply painful to read her testimony and what happened to her at the very young age of 13. And what I realized in reviewing these documents is that this touched thousands of lives. And it wasn't just in Palm Beach or in New York or on Little St. James. I mean, I saw evidence, and this is giving me chills right now, goosebumps, of people all around the world trying to sell Jeffrey Epstein women. And I saw a series, and so there shouldn't be a surprise, I suppose. We're talking about a billionaire with a lot of billionaire friends. So we shouldn't be surprised that it reached into South Carolina. It probably reached into every state in the United States, whether it was business or fraud or sex trafficking, prostitution, you name it. This had to touch people in every state in the country. In several countries around the world, we're talking about a global sex trafficking ring. And there was an email that I know a lot of people posted online where it was referencing a 9-year-old. That particular email where it says new Brazilian came in and it was referencing a 9-year-old. Well, that was a typo. I don't know how you get a typo in some of these documents. It was actually, I believe, a 19-year-old. And that email came from a woman in Paris at a modeling agency. And that woman will be listed on a list of names that I will be providing to the oversight committee of people that I want to have interviewed, deposed, and to testify before Congress about what was actually going on. And there were a lot of women that were trying to recruit women or, send pictures. This was a modeling agency agent out of Paris that was sending Jeffrey Epstein a photo of an undressed 19-year-old model, new model from Brazil. And, and so time and time again, you would see evidence of women recruiting other women, women trying to recruit underage girls, et cetera, that kind of thing. That was one of the reasons why I just realized, wow, number one, it's so widespread. This is worldwide. Two, it wasn't just men who were predators. There were women who were predators too. Some of the other documents that I uncovered and read through were really the harrowing details of 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds that were recruited by Epstein, that were groomed by Epstein. And not only were they raped and sexually assaulted, they were then paid to recruit other girls to come into the trafficking ring. And we're talking a 14-year-old child. There were parents that allegedly would travel with their underage daughter to places like New York, to places like Palm Beach, to lend out their teenage daughter to Jeffrey Epstein and his business partners. So when you read that, it's really, it's shocking. I read this morning in some of these files that were printed off. I have a huge stack of files. I couldn't even bring all of them with me to South Carolina today because there was too many that I had printed off that I want to research. And then I'm going back to the DOJ to spend more time there. I'm probably the last person that should have been given access to the Epstein files, because if there's one person who can get to the bottom of this, it will be me. If I spend the next 10 months doing this, that's what I'm going to do. But there was an event with several Hollywood celebrities that the Epstein group was trying to rent out a venue to do a movie showing with these Hollywood celebrities long after he was convicted and served time in prison for being a pedophile. And so when I would see this, these are names everybody knows. These are movie stars. These are media pundits. These are billionaires. It's really unbelievable, and it's shocking what has gone on here. The other thing that's shocking is that the DOJ hasn't made a single arrest of anybody else save for one accomplice. And we all know that is not humanly possible. You can't have thousands of victims and only one accomplice. Somebody drove the car, flew the planes, somebody opened the doors, someone was the housekeeper. All these properties, there were witnesses. And then there were other cases of some of these billionaires who are allegedly involved in the sex trafficking operation that were paying money in settlement agreements, in civil settlement agreements, monies to other countries. I read a document this morning with Leon Black's name in it, allegedly, that paid off women in settlements for allegedly being sexually assaulted. So I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Number one. Two, I'll be focusing on, what commonalities there were in South Carolina, because I've heard there may be other victims that are here as well. But my most and my greatest concern is that nothing's going to happen after this. And my biggest priority is to make sure that we get the information out there so that people go to jail. Because at the end of the day, none of this matters if nobody goes to jail and if none of these predators are shamed out of existence.